Hi everybody and big welcome to cEDH TV gameplay. This time me and Pontus are joined by Joal and Snuske.
Hello guys.
Hello. Nadu. This is great. This is a very fun deck. I still haven't figured out if it's good, but it did recently make 3 of the 4 top 4 spots in a decent large tournament. So it's doing pretty well. Took some of the lists from the people I know, made a few modifications, ended up making a few more. At the moment, at least, I'm at a point that I like. Nadu is all about targeting, so it's using weird things like the 2 instants called Sylvan Paradise and Sea King's Blessing, which is just a target all your things card. So we're gonna hopefully see a lot of Nadu triggers and then resetting Nadu and then doing it all over again, making a bunch of tokens and basically wasting everyone's time until I win the game or until everyone concedes.
Today I'm bringing Bjorna and Vernog, the 2 Friends Forever partners, and they mostly are like Blue Farm that focus on Unwall Breach and Tassa's Oracle combo, but Vernog can also be an infinity combo in the command zone by using Dockside loops together with Cloudstone Curio or the new Nightmare enchantment that can. I think it's pronounced Cthulhian Nightmare.
I'm playing a 5-color commander, the Catch Them All, the Unifier. I'm going to put legendaries into play and then overrun my enemies by just making an enormous +X to all of my creatures, and that usually wins the game. We play a bunch of stacks effects to make it impossible for my opponents to win, like removing activated abilities, etc. So we'll see if I'm able to punch face fast enough.
So I'm running it back with Necrobloom. Last time I tried it just died turn 2. And yeah, let's see if we can get a little bit longer game. Main focus of the deck is it's basically just Gitrog deck, but you have white and a different commander. So you have to find Gitrog before you can win. But it's kinda solid, but really jank. So yeah, let's see if we can figure something out. So our first 7 is kinda interesting, kinda cope. We do have like turn 1 Dork into turn 2 6, into turn 3 Commander. The problem is that doesn't do anything for us. Like, our commander isn't really a value engine without the valuable cards in the deck. And like Praetor's Grasp doesn't really get us anything that good. I guess it can get us like a Rhystic, which is good. Like, fighting a Rhystic is really good. But like, it's turn 3 Rhystic in that case, with a bunch of mana. We have an Orcish Bowmaster, which is interesting, but this isn't really a draw heavy pod. So like, this hand is like completely solid, but I think it isn't powerful enough to motivate to keep. So I'm going to Mulligan and hopefully find something actually powerful. Our second 7 would be worth considering if we had more lands. It's kind of awkward in what we do have access to. We do have the like Entombed Necromancy to sheet in a Hulk or the other card. Gitrog, thank you. But since we don't have mana for it, if we draw 1 land, we can do like I guess if we top deck a land, we do have Entombed Necromancy turn 1. Which actually is pretty good, but we still have no way to get to our commander. This hand is even worse. We have 2 lands, that's all our acceleration. We have a squandered resources, but we don't really have any payoff for it. We don't have a way to get to Calling Ritual. We're close to having something going with Entomb and Oblivion Crown, but we need a lot more mana, so I'm going to go for more mana. We found mana, but we found awkward mana, but I think it has to be okay. This hand would basically just be keeping a land, keeping a Sol Ring, keeping a Vamp Tutor, probably Bowmasters, and I think a Boromir, hoping to find white mana. I'm not entirely sure what the Vamp Tutor for here. Exploration would be really good if we had mana for Commander and the fetch land, but since we don't, it isn't. So yeah, I'm basically keeping kind of copy hand again, but keeping this 5.
This is actually a good hand if we had lands. We have 1, but it feels a little bit risky, so we're going to Mulligan. I'm actually so close. We can, but I don't think we should. So we have Gemstone Caverns, Lotus Petal, Orcish Bowmaster, Demonic Tutor, Enlightened Tutor. We have something we can go forward with it here, but we're probably gonna get stuck. Like, we have to use Enlightened Tutor to find Esper Sentinel. Wait a minute, we could have an Esper Sentinel turn 1 here. So pre-game, Gemstone Caverns, cast Enlightened Tutor, find Esper Sentinel. My first turn, cast Esper Sentinel and Lotus Petal and pass turn. It's not terrible, but it's a little bit risky. When they notice that I didn't put a second land into play, they're gonna attack that. Nah, this is just too risky. We can get better. We go down to 6. Suddenly we have lands, but we have nothing to do with the lands. Like, the previous hands were actually really good. They just didn't have the lands. And now it's the opposite. So we're gonna go down to 5. And I think I'm kinda happy here. It's a bit of a slower hand. We're going to bottom... maybe not you. I think we're gonna keep Offer, but we're gonna bottom Kenry. And I'm going to bottom Grand Abolisher as well. Keep Offer, keep River Song, Chromox and these lands. It's not great, but I don't think we could have... We could theoretically have kept the second 7. And maybe second 7 would have been better than this, but still that second 7 felt really weird. So in the end I'm okay with this. I'm not happy, but I'm okay.
2 lands is good, but almost no ramp by it. Mox Opal will not be active unless turn 3 if I play Cloudstone Curio. I'm gonna mulligan this hand. Go to second 7. Exile Simian Spirit Guide to play Arcane Signet turn 1. Kind of miss some value card here, either a tutor or something that draws me card. Else this hand would be kind of decent, but this one is not going to do it either. So I'm definitely gonna mull down to 6. Dockside, we got some ramp card that we missed last turn. This hand is kind of tricky because we kind of want to play Dockside early to play Springleaf Drum, but this hand kind of can get a Rhystic. If we get like a Dockside on 2, I believe we can have a Rhystic turn 2. The problem is that both Mons and Pontus, and also Snuske by some point, is kind of creature heavy. So I'm not sure if we're gonna get some Dockside value here. Else I would definitely keep this. I'm actually gonna mulligan this. And this is a much sadder 4, I believe. But I think this one will have to do. Let's try this out. Your go, Snuske.
Nantuko is a key card to make things work, so is Scute Swarm, but not at the same time and not with a hand like this. We are looking for like an early Nadu with some kind of way to get things going, and this is not it. Second 7, kind of the same deal, especially when we're going last. Like the Mox Saber doesn't do anything because we can't really get Nadu down early. We don't have anything for the Paradise Mantle, so we need some other kind of fast mana. Mishra's Factory is nice that for 1 mana you can just trigger Nadu. Try to go to 6, see what happens. Really doesn't mulligan very well. At some point we're just gonna have to cut our losses and hope for the best, but this just doesn't cut it. We're gonna have to go to 5. Alright, we did find a Mana Vault, and we also have 2 lands and an Elvish Mystic, so that does set up for turn 2. It's a 5, so there is a chance we just don't keep the Mana Vault here. We're definitely not keeping the Savor the Moment. Definitely keeping these 3. A Fedo is really nice to get things going. In this hand right now, it's pretty slow. Don't really think the Mana Vault's gonna help us get to anything like this faster. I think the extra land in hand is keeping some steady mana, seeing what happens.
I'll start my turn. Land for turn will be a Bayou. I'll tap it for a Sol Ring and pass.
Draw a card. I'm gonna play this Misty Rainforest. Chromox. Imprinting Eldritch Evolution and passing here.
By seeing your plays, I'm kind of regretting my 5 now. Draw a card for turn. I will play this Marsh Flat. That I will pass my turn.
I will draw for turn. I will play this Scalding Tarn. I'll crack it. I'll go get a Tropical Island and cast an Elvish Mystic. That's all I got.
Before Pontus' turn, I would like to fetch, finding this Badland.
Sure, I can also follow the track. I will fetch as well. Finding this volcanic island, and then you can take your turn, Pontus.
Go to my turn. In upkeep, I will tap my Bayou for a black and cast a Dark Ritual. I'll make 3 black. I'll use one of them to cast a Vamp Tutor. Finding this card, and then with the remaining 2 black mana, I'll cast this Orcish Bowmaster. Bowmaster to be, I'll kill the dork.
I'll remember this.
Have a army, and then go to my turn. Draw this card, play a Marsh Flats as land turn. Fetch, finding a Scrubland, and tapping Scrubland and the Sol Ring for a Boromir. And with Boromir in play, I'll pass the turn.
And I'll draw a card for turn. That's a good card. I'm gonna play this Flooded Strand, sacrifice that. I'm gonna find a Plateau, and then tap this to cast this Feyburrow Elder. Huge mana dork, little bit harder for Pontus to kill, but maybe he will get there. Regardless, I pass the turn here.
Alright, going to my turn. Draw. That's kind of funny. Gonna play this Scrubland and gonna pay 2 to play Vernog. Alright guys, give me your clues.
I'll pass on the clue.
I'll make a clue.
I will pass on the clue.
So Pontus will have 1 clue and Snuske and Mons is taking a damage, and I receive 2 clues. Pass my turn.
We'll draw a card, we'll shock in this breeding pool, and we'll hope this one survives. A Fetal Alchemist. It is an infinite tap untapper, but it is a 1/2, so please no one draw 2 cards. I would love to just pass turn.
Go to my turn. Oh, the value. Shock in the Temple Garden, and then cast my commander. We're going off, boys. Then I pass.
My Faber survived. I'm very happy. Draw a card. Yes! Get wrecked! So a big problem here is that I don't have black. I was planning to find Scrubland with my Flooded Strand, but if I find Scrubland, I can't cast River Song, and now I top deck Orcish Bowmaster, which would have been magical. Truly magical. I am going to cast River Song. Joel, I am attacking you with my 4/4 Faber or Elder.
No blocks. Taking 4/4.
Then I pass.
Alrighty, taking my turn. Draw a card. At least we're hitting the lands. Gonna shock myself with this Water Grave. And then I'm gonna play 3 mana for this Phyrexian Metamorph. ETB as a Orcish Bowmaster. Orcish Bowmaster ETB. Shooting the Orcish Bowmaster.
Sure, my bonus dice.
I will pass my turn.
Play this Minamo. I will tap for 3 and cast Nadu. Nadu lands. I would like to tap a Fetal Alchemist targeting itself. Trigger Nadu. So since this is the first time I'm doing it, I'll just explain real quick if you haven't watched a previous video on how this works. Nadu provides every creature with an ability that says whenever it becomes the target of a spell or ability, I reveal the top card of my library. If it's a land and comes into play, if it's not, it gets put into my hand. Notably, it's not a draw. And this happens twice per turn. So that's what we're going to do at least once now. Showing a Sea King's Blessing. A Fetal Alchemist will untap, and I would like to tap Fetal Alchemist once again, targeting itself. I will show a Springheart Nantuko. Springheart Nantuko is not important at all, don't worry about it. Bestow creature from the new set. It gives the enchanted creature +1/+1, and it also says whenever it has a landfall ability, whenever a land enters the battlefield under my control, I can pay 2 to make a copy of the attached creature. If I don't make that copy, I make a 1/1 insect. So it's not relevant at all. It's just a value piece. It's fine. And I'll pass my turn.
Go to my turn. Draw. Instead of drawing, I'll replace the draw with dredging this Marsh Flats to my hand. Milling, Slippery Karsts, and Wooded Footles. Land for turn will be a Marsh Flats, which I will fetch. Finding a Savannah. So I have 2 triggers from my Necrobloom to make 2 plants, and River Song has a trigger to gain a counter and deal damage to me, I believe. And then I'll move to combat. I will attack Joal with my 3/3 Vigilance.
No blocks. Take 3.
Post-combat, I will tap Sol Ring to crack my clue. I will replace my draw by dredging Slippery Karst, milling Necropotence and Flooded Strand. I will pay 2 mana to cycle my Slippery Karst. I will replace my draw by dredging, milling a Cabal Ritual and a Praetor's Grasp, and then I'll pass turn.
I would like to tap a Fetal Alchemist targeting itself. Trigger Nadu. Command Tower. Enters play. Do it again. Rhystic Study. Goes to my hand.
We need to stop that birdie. Draw a card! I am going to cast Kutsil, Malevolent Exemplar. It's a Grand Abolisher, but legendary, but also card draw on it as well.
I'll respond by tapping the Fetal Alchemist, targeting itself, trigger Nadu, revealing a Essence Flux. I would like to do it again, revealing a Shuko. That's not a relevant card, don't worry about it. I would like to tap for a blue, and I would like to Pongify the Orcish Bowmaster.
I have no response against Pongify. Kutsil resolves. I'm attacking with my Faber Eldrat Snuske. That's the only things that's coming forward.
Yes, I'll take 4.
That means I will draw a card, and then I will pass the turn.
Taking my turn. Draw. Playing this Blood Crypt. How shocking, isn't it, to play a Talisman? And after that, I'm gonna pass.
Reveal a Bale of Summer. Do it again. Reveal a Savor the Moment. I'm good to pass on your end. Alrighty, I will draw a card. Well, let's start with the free option. Tap a Fetal Alchemist, targeting yourself. Trigger Nadu. I'll get a Pact. I would like to tap for 2. I would like to cast a Flesh Duplicate. I would like a Kutzel. In full Dirtle mode now. Now we need to make sure we're doing things the correct way and in order. So what we're going to start off with is we're going to pay 1 and cast a Shuko. Shuko resolves, and it has an equip cost of 0, which is pretty good in Nadu. People might remember this from breakfast combos if you ever played something like that. So we're going to start off by simply tapping the Epheto Alchemist, targeting itself to trigger Nadu another time. We'll reveal a Chromox. Not able to cast that right now because Pontus still exists, so that's annoying. So we'll equip Shuko to Nadu and trigger the Nadu. We're gonna get a Noxious Revival. We just need to find some lands because we could whiff here. That was the second time. We're gonna equip it to Flesh Duplicate, and we're gonna reveal a Force Negation, the second time for a Mystic Remora. This is what happens sometimes. We have a reset. I would have loved for a much better reset than this. Really want to get the Nantuko into play before I start going off more here. Don't currently have that option. Is we're going to tap the command tower and cast Essence Flux targeting Nadu, which will exile Nadu and return it, resetting the ability from Nadu for every single one of my creatures. And it also gets a +1/+1 counter. And then I would like to attach Shuko to Epheto Alchemist and reveal a Force of Will and a Yavimaya. We got a land. We need more though. So let's equip once to Nadu, revealing a Nissa. That could be useful later. And we're also going to reveal a Dryad Arbor. Less useful, but it is more triggers, so it could be worse. We're going to equip the Shuko to Dryad Arbor once for an island. And now we have things we can do. Tap for 2, and I'm going to bestow Nantuko onto Flesh Duplicate. Nantuko is one of the main engines of the deck. It has a landfall ability that makes it so whenever land enters the battlefield, I can pay 1 and a green to make a copy of the attached creature. And if I don't do that, I make a 1/1. So whenever I get a land, I get 2 more triggers at the moment. Basically, still have 1 more attach on Dryad Arbor and 2 more on Flesh Duplicate, so we have 3 left. Need to 1 more on Dryad Arbor, revealing a Gemstone Caverns, which will come into play, which will trigger Nantuko, and we can't make a copy of it right now because Dryad Arbor has Summoning Sickness, so we're just going to make an insect. And now we're going to attach this Shuko to the Flesh Duplicate, revealing a Thassa's Oracle, and the second time we'll reveal a Chain of Vapor. Okay, we do need to get some land hits on this insect, otherwise we are in trouble. We're going to reveal for this, it is a Fierce Guardianship. And second reveal is a Rejuvenating Springs. That's lovely and lucky. Rejuvenating Springs will enter the battlefield, and we're going to make another insect. Then what we're going to do is we're going to tap the Rejuvenating Springs, and we're going to cast a Chain of Vapor targeting the Boromir.
Boromir's bounced, and I will sacrifice a Temple Garden to copy it. Targeting Nadu.
Yes, I will Fierce the Chain of Vapor copy. We can keep going. Now I can cast this Ornithopter. We need to get Nissa into play at this point. Can't do that yet. So we are going to do another trigger on one of the insects, revealing a Lotus Petal. Still just 2 for now. We'll do it one more time. Get a pair of Lightning Greaves. We're going to cast this Lotus Petal. We're going to crack it for a blue mana. And then we are going to cast a Noxious Revival, losing 2, targeting the Lotus Petal, putting it back on top of our library. And then we're going to Shuko the Ornithopter for the first time, revealing the Lotus Petal once again, casting the Lotus Petal, cracking it once again for a blue mana, and then we're just going to get the last Ornithopter trigger here to get a Sylvan Safekeeper, and then we're going to use the 2 floating blue mana and tapping 1 to cast a Savor the Moment. This is an extra turn spell that skips my untap step, which is fine. Gonna get rid of a bunch of this stuff anyway. We're going to cast this Chromox and imprint this Rhystic Study, because that's funny. Then we're simply going to move to our extra turn. We'll get rid of a Force of Negation. We'll get rid of the Lightning Greaves. We don't need those. Mystic Remora we don't need. We're not going to need a Veil of Summer either. And we're not really going to need the Sea King's Blessing either, because we have the Shuko. Then I'm going to move to my next turn. I don't get an untap step, but I do get a draw step. I'm going to draw a card. We'll start with the free options with a Epheto Alchemist, revealing... Oh, yeah, we'll reveal a Delighted Halfling. Before we continue, I'm going to exile the ESG, tap the Chromox, tap the Dryad Arbor, and cast a Nissa. See if we can find room for her. Yep, basically a Lotus Cobra for this deck. Tap for a Epheto Alchemist, getting a Flusterstorm. And now we start doing Shuko shenanigans, starting with Nadu. We'll reveal a Spellskite and a Spellseeker. We'll continue with Flesh Duplicate, revealing a Legolas's Quick Reflexes and a Arcade Signet. Where are my lands? There's 29 of them. Target Nissa, revealing a Green Battle, and a Eternal Witness. Jesus Christ. Target the Signet, revealing a Defense Grid, and a Colossal Sky Turtle. What is happening? Target Shuko, revealing a Finale of Devastation, and a Dosan. I don't know what's happening. This has not happened before. This is a lot of misses. Very interesting. Continue with the Dryad Arbor. Oh, there we go. Okina. That is 1 land. We'll trigger and we'll make a blue mana with Nissa. And we'll also make another insect. Second time on Dryad Arbor, I'll reveal a Tireless Provisioner. Missing room on my board. Right, we're going to attach to the insect here once for crop rotation. Finally, that makes things a lot easier. I'll hold off on the second one and I'll tap Okina and cast a crop rotation, sacrificing the gemstone carrots. Crop rot will resolve and I will go and get a Gaia's Cradle. And the River Song will deal 4 damage to me. Alrighty, and we also have a landfall trigger from the Cradle entering. And now just to secure things a little bit more, we are going to tap the Gaia's Cradle in response, creating 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 green. I'll use 2 of them to make a copy of Flesh Duplicate, which will be a Necrobloom.
Snuska, is your win con to make me concede?
Yes.
Great.
No, it's not. I am going to win this game, if that helps.
I trust you.
Basically a concession, but I'm playing it out. We'll spend 1, 2, 3 blue mana, cast a Tireless Provisioner. Let's make some triggers. We're going to attach Shuko to the insect for the second time, revealing a Birds of Paradise. We're going to do it to the Ornithopter for a Dispel, and a second time for a Finhorn Elves. We're then going to do it to the Necrobloom for a Transmute Artifact, and twice for a Flooded Strand. The Flooded Strand will enter the battlefield, and I will get another blue mana, and I will get a zombie token from the... There are no zombies here. This construct is a zombie. I get a zombie token from the Necrobloom, and I'll make a treasure token from the Tireless Provisioner. And then we also have the lovely Nantuko, where we will spend 2 and make a copy of Flesh Duplicate to make a copy of Tireless Provisioner. This is going to get really, really hectic really fast. But right now we're just securing the mana advantage and then going from there. So now we have 2 Tireless Provisioners, and we still have 7 triggers remaining. Another one on Necrobloom for a Llanowar Elves. I'm not sure we have any fetchable targets left. That's why I'm not cracking this Flooded Strand, by the way. First, Tireless Provisioner, Urza Saga. It will enter. I will make 2 more treasures. I will make 1 more insect, and I will make another zombie. Second time on token for Beseiju. Oh, I'll also make a green mana. I'll make another green mana. I'll make another treasure. I'll make another insect. Let's make this very, very annoying to watch. We'll make another zombie as well. Clean up board.
I guess I understand why people want this command to be banned right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
This is live. This is live. This is live. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2 more mana and you're dead. No, just give me 2 more mana. 1 second. 1 more time on Tireless Provisioner. Mental misstep. Twice for that. Move this over here to the pile. First zombie. Phyrexian Walker. Misty Rainforest. Enters. Make another zombie. Make another insect. Make another mana. Make another treasure. And now... I don't want to do this 33 more times. I can keep going, but instead we got ourselves to 7 floating mana, 4 treasures, and 1 land that taps for mana. Actually 2. So we'll do 2 total. We're going to spend all of it, and we're going to cast a Finale of Devastation, X equals 11. This is very important. I'm going to go search my library. We're going to find a very specific card. I'm going to find a Shield Sphere and put that into play. And it's going to be really big and kill Pontus. And then I'm going to watch the comments burn when people figure out that this is actually a wall. But yeah, I'm going to go to combat and swing in and kill everyone with Dirtle.deck.
So I was trying to get Nadu killed, but I couldn't.
Me neither.
Oh, me neither.
I just wasn't in the game.
That's true too.
Yeah, we got out the weed burner. It worked.
We were basically lacking
cool.
spot removals this game. I think we were kind of on on point, all of us, that we wanted to kill Nadu. We just couldn't.
And the Epheto Alchemist, there's a blue one and a green one. I'm not playing the green one, mostly because of Orcish Bowmasters. The green one is a 2-1, Epheto is a 1-2. A big deal when it comes to specifically Orcish Bowmasters, and it just let me do the thing over and over and over on every one of your turns. Early advantage with the Epheto, being able to survive to that turn.
I think I should have taken the clue and have the clue at the ready, so that when you become the threat, I can crack the clue and make the clue maybe kill thing.
I'm happy you suggested not getting a clue, because I know one of the biggest offenders against this deck is specifically Orcish Bowmaster, so the less I can have people draw cards, the better.
Yeah. People actually... So Orcish Bowmaster I think is really good versus that deck, and I think people are going to point out that you're not creating card triggers, but Orcish Bowmaster is going to focus down your board state more or less, because a lot of your key creatures are like toughness 1 and 2.
Yes, a lot of them are very low toughness. A lot of them are, the important ones are mostly 2, but there are, of course, the dorks to help me get going early. Like if Pontus didn't kill the Elvish Mystic that early, I would have been able to do more faster.
Yeah. Joel, what do you think of Nadu? New commander.
It's okay, definitely. It's good, but I see that many will complain, kind of like Krark and Sakashima. It's like one player playing with himself and the others just sit and watch and wait until that player wins. I think that will be a problem.
That's a casual problem. People can't really make that argument in tournaments and such.
I think what some people aren't realizing is a turn like this might have taken a bit, but is it that much longer than your typical Nos or end-step Necro turn?
It is a little bit
longer.
longer.
Where people are going off with Underworld Breach? I think it's about the same.
No,
on average.
I think this is longer.
This is longer, but I don't think it's that much longer. But it feels way longer because you're doing the same thing. Because you're trigger Nadu, trigger Nadu, trigger Nadu. You can do that pretty fast, but it feels a lot slower.
I think a big factor is the fact that it's so undeterministic as well. Like when you breach, you know where you're going, and you can like usually you can say the end state you're going to get to. You can't do that here. And I think that's a big problem in making it at least feel slower. Probably being slower too.
Yeah, you're probably very correct on that, because a lot, like, until I found the Chain of Vapor, I didn't feel safe at all.
I also think that there's a lot of thinkering. Like Pontus pointed out, you have a clear target of how you should execute it. I think this is like thinking, should I make another Nadu trigger or should I do something first here? Kind of. So
it's all about building this, like we talked about earlier. You get to this tipping point where you're 100% just gonna get there. It's undeterministic, but you're gonna get there. But you need several pieces to have that security, similar to what, like we talked about earlier as well with Krark Sakashima. If a Krark Sakashima deck has, what is it, 5 Krarks, people are just gonna leave.
Yeah.
They're fine. They're okay. They're just gonna leave. They're gonna concede and move on with their life.
Yeah.
I think once I get to the point where I make 2 tokens with each landfall and like a floating mana at that point, then people should just be doing the same thing, because Simic decks just do Simic things. It doesn't matter what the win con is. We're gonna get there eventually.
And in any case, guys, hope you enjoyed the Nadu victory and the game that took place. Take care. We will see you guys next week.